Okay, in this video we're going to look at the 1995 reissue of the Action Master 4-pack. So this is the set of 4 I got on eBay. It wasn't too expensive. Probably got this set somewhere. This got issued originally on the Action Masters card, then the red US card and the European card as well, the green card. Comes with 4 collector cards, trading cards. You get Wan-Kenobi, you get R2-D2, you get Princess Leia, and you get C-3PO. So you get 4 metal figures and 4 trading cards. I mean, these are easy to find on eBay now, so they're particularly cheap in the US. Back of the card, so you've got the 4 figures. They've got interlocking bases. It's got UK import sticker, 1995. Other stuff you can get in the Power of the Force: the X-Wing, Millennium Falcon, Landspeeder, TIE Fighter, the early figures. You can get the 6-pack. I think I've got this in the yellow box. So you get Han, Chewie, Stormtrooper, Boba Fett, Darth Vader, and Luke. I think the Darth Vader you get on the single card is different. It's got the lightsaber. It's nice to see though. I mean, there's not many reviews of these. I mean, Junkman's done a video about it. Universal Toy Geek's done one. And that one time as well, he opened the 6-pack. I'm opening the 4-pack. I've got the Deagostini corresponding figures, so we can compare them to these 4. But for something that's not been opened since, so it's 26 years ago this came out. And C-3PO looks quite nice. I mean, the Leia's posed, so she's like putting the tape into R2-D2, the stolen data tape message, the Death Star plans. And there's Obi-Wan. You get 4 corresponding trading cards as well. I definitely had the C3PO. I think I've got C-3PO somewhere opened. He probably looks the best out of the lot. So let's get this pack opened. So I've opened the 4 figures out of the packaging and the 4 trading cards, and yeah, they're nice figures. So you've got C-3PO, who interlocks into R2-D2, Leia into R2 and Obi-Wan. And they look great together. So we'll have a good look at those 4 figures, and we'll do a comparison with the Deagostini figures, which are also metal. But first of all, we'll look at the trading cards. The first trading card you get is C-3PO. Quite a thin card. It says height 167 meters. Talks about C-3PO, Kenner, 1995, Tonka Corporation. So these figures first came out in '94 with in the Action Masters line. Then you've got Princess Leia holding an Imperial blaster, 1.5 meters height, printed in Hong Kong. Princess Leia, nice card. Then we've got R2-D2, seen in Empire Strikes Back. Height 0.96 meters. You've got some information about R2-D2. And then you get Obi-Wan Kenobi. Great card. 1.75 meters. Again, printed in Hong Kong, 1995. So those are your 4 trading cards. You've got a nice little subset there. You'd get a trading card with the individual figures. These were sold individually and in the 4-pack and 6-pack. Here's a good look at the 4 die-cast figures. You get C-3PO, he's quite grubby. It's got blown over this trading card. We've got R2-D2, we've got Princess Leia, and we've got Obi-Wan Kenobi. So you get 4 great looking figures. They look nice. Here's a better look at C-3PO. So he's quite nicely weathered with a black wash. There's a mail away version of C-3PO in just gold, very shiny figure. Unfortunately, I never sent off for that. You can see it in Super Awesome's video. It's got the wires. Quite a nice looking figure, this one. Kenner 1994, made in China. Cool looking figure. Quite heavy. Probably the wash is a bit too heavily applied in places. It's a nice looking figure though. That's C-3PO. Definitely hear that it's metal. Then we've got R2-D2, 1994. They did other toy lines, they did Predator, Aliens. Could have done with a bit of red for the eye. Quite a heavy little figure, this. Not bad. It's R2-D2. Classic. Next we have Princess Leia Organa. Got silver belt, hair done in the classic buns. She's bending down to put the stolen data tapes into R2-D2. Wondering if that's a paint chip there. Brown base, made in China. Lucasfilm Limited, 1994. See, it's hollow there. Fairly heavy figure. Not bad. So looked at those 3. You've got Obi-Wan. Here we've got Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's posed in his robes, looking sort of sage. Blue eyes. Again hollowed at the bottom. 1994. Quite a nice looking figure, this one. Face isn't brilliant. I mean, neither his or Leia's faces are that great. But I guess it's the limits of the material you're using, and you'll see it with the Deagostini figures. So that's all 4 looked at. So you've got those 2, 3, 4. So now we can compare them with the Deagostini figures. So we're going to compare this Action Masters C-3PO by Kenner with the Deagostini C3PO. There's about 10 years between them, 11 years really. So you can see he's got more painted detail in his midsection. I mean, this one's got a more metallic shine to him. This one looks more painted. About the same size actually. The Action Masters looks, the contrast between light and dark is far more pronounced than this one. Deagostini 2005. And behind. This figure looks rougher and sculpted than the Action Master. He comes on a round base, he comes on a flatter, almost like jagged edged base. It's nice to compare the two though. So probably the cheapest way to get a die-cast C3PO is the Action Masters way. These usually cost about minimum £3 each, carded. Certainly nice to compare the two. Let's have them standing. Now you can see the details much better. Pretty similar in a way. Which face do you prefer? I mean, this one looks a bit flat. This one may be a bit too long, elongated. But they do look great together. And then from behind. See more definition here in the back panel. Got more wiring painted in on the Deagostini. Both look great. See the sort of indentation in the back of his head, and he has it as well. So they look great together, these two. Oh my, there's two of us. Yeah, look great together. So, two great die-cast C3POs. Just be patient. This one's quite common, so you can get this one for about £3–4. And if you get this one in the pack, it's not too expensive either. If you feel so inclined to get a metal C3PO. Okay, so C3PO is done. Let's look at R2-D2. Now we're going to look at the two R2-D2s. This one's the Action Master, and that's the Deagostini. You can easily see that the Deagostini is larger. It's got more definition in its body sculpt. I mean, they're posed pretty similar. There's no third leg either on either. Either on either. Or either on either. Anyway, stop waffling. So you got the two R2-D2s. I think that, yeah, he's got much better paint, the Deagostini. But they do look great together. I mean, the blue used on this one's a lot more darker. This one's more metallic blue. You can see much more detail. Like they painted the insides there with bits of silver. This one's just blue and white. The wires are painted on that one. This one hasn't got the wires. He's got that sort of thing at the back of his head, whereas this one doesn't have it. Oh, it does, but it's not so pronounced. Oh no, that's that bit there. Got some red as well. I mean, this one's got a light wash to it. You can see the panel lines. I mean, this is a sort of very stylized R2-D2. They're less accurate than the C3PO. They don't look too bad, really. Yeah, pretty nice to compare the two. Got some silver. This one's got more silver on it over the body. Yeah, so the Deagostini is definitely the better of the two. Just more detailed paint job. Panel lines have a wash into them, whereas this one's, you can see the panel lines but the paint sort of obscures it. Also got more detailing on the, in terms of other paint used, reds and blacks, whereas this is just the blue and silver. Two cool figures though. One from 2005, one from, let me just check, yeah, 2005, and one from 94. Yeah, look nice. Definitely the Deagostini is the better of the two. Yeah, looks much better. Much bigger, taller. But then again, in proportion to the C3PO, so let's put that one with that one. And this one with this one. Which is the correct proportion to R2-D2 and C3PO. Do look great together though. We've got the Deagostini pair and the Action Masters. Okay, so let's look at Princess Leia next, I think. So now we're going to compare the two Princess Leias. You've got Deagostini here, she's standing up. Comes holding the Imperial Blaster, Stormtrooper rifle. And we've got the other Leia that's bent down like she's going to push the stolen data tapes into R2-D2. It's a bit hard to compare the two in terms of height because one's standing up and the other's posed bent over. Let's compare the two. In terms of face sculpt, she's got quite reddish cheeks, red lips. So she's got sunburn really. Whereas this one, again, it's a simple face sculpt, but at least it looks clean. The flesh colour is uniform all over. Her hair colour is quite brownish, reddish brown. Hers is darker brown, which is definitely more accurate. Let's look in terms of sculpting of the dress. So you can see that this one's got more sculpting, more folds and stuff like that. Hers is a cleaner white, hers has got a wash to it. They've missed out the belt on this one. her boots, shoes on with a black, bit of black around them. You just see her toes sticking out there. But you can see the silver belt on this one though. Compare the two faces. Huh. It's always going to be more difficult with a human face than with, say, with a droid. So, very hard to decide which is the better of the two, really. So, yeah. Do look nice though. I mean, if her face was a bit more rounder, less long looking, and the paint on the skin was more uniform, she'd easily be the winner, the Deagostini. So we'll call that a draw. Neither are really much better than either or either. Either or either. She's got, I think the darker hair is a better colour than the reddish brown colour. Next to look at is Wan-Kenobi. So our next comparison, again, is human. It's Wan-Kenobi. We've got the Deagostini here and the Action Master there. So again, he's sort of got his legs apart, so he's sort of not standing so high, so it's a bit hard to say, but he does look a little bit shorter. But he's holding a lightsaber. Quite heavy, this one. 2005, 94. So let's look at the faces. So his face looks thinner, the Deagostini. His hair's a lot greyer, whereas his looks quite white. I'd say over these two, I'd say the Deagostini is probably slightly better. His robes are darker in colour, especially the brown. He's got more folds. Got nice sculpting, both of them really. It's more like with the beard, his face is more, looks like it's been painted in a more slightly neater way, whereas this one looks like there's a bit of overspill with the white beard, like it goes all the way. I guess they both, and his eyes look good. Yeah, so I'd say definitely the Deagostini is the better of the two, but I mean they both look great. I mean they're both, this inner robe is sort of a similar colour, sort of a creamy yellow colour. They do look good. This one's more in an action pose. You can see Obi-Wan's buckled belt there. See his feet sticking out, shoes, and he's got one of his shoes there. So I'd say the Deagostini has it. This just looks like a piece of metal that's just been painted. Yeah, Wan-Kenobi and the Action Masters Wan-Kenobi. Cool figures. Let's see which is heavier. This one's definitely heavier. Back of the hair. You can see a bit more like contrast between light and dark grey hair. Giving him a collar. It's more of a wash in the outfit, the robes. So yeah. So definitely Obi-Wan Deagostini is the better of the two, in my opinion. Whereas with the layers, I'd say it's hard to decide really. R2-D2 Deagostini again, and with C3PO, probably just I'd go with the Action Master. So this is my look at opening the Power of the Force 4-pack, as you can see here, from 1995, which is still easily available on eBay, especially in the USA. You can get it in 3 forms. You can get in the yellow Action Masters packaging, the red Power of the Force 2 US packaging, and the green European packaging, Power of the Force 2 as well. The figures are great. I mean, you get 4 figures. I paid £5 for them, plus postage, which was about £3, and it arrived really fast because I think I ordered it on Wednesday or Thursday night, and yeah, Wednesday night, and it came yesterday, Friday. So that was amazing. And you get 4 figures. You get the C3PO, R2, Leia, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So you get this one, that one, this one, and that one. So you get 4 nice figures. I've compared them with the Deagostini figures, and overall I think the Deagostini figures are slightly better, but they generally cost more. Plus they're a more recent figure. They came out in 2005. So we concluded that the C3PO, I'd say the Action Master, it's probably got the slight edge. It's got a more shiny gold finish. The R2-D2 is obviously the Deagostini wins out. The Ben Kenobi, the Deagostini again. The Princess Leia is a bit harder to choose because the Deagostini would have won, but her face is a bit too long and the paint is a bit inconsistent on her face, so she looks like she's got really bad sunburn. Whereas the Action Master, she's posed in a certain way, as like she's crouching down to put the stolen data tapes into R2-D2. So it's really down to you which ones you prefer, but I'd say the Princess Leia's are a tie, and the overall winners are Deagostini, but they do cost more, because if you went on eBay and you tried to get the 4 Deagostini figures, that definitely cost more than the Power of the Force or Action Master set. And if you just want a basic set of 4 die-cast figures, then you're better off getting the Power of the Force or Action Master set, because it tends to be cheaper. But I mean, you can buy the Deagostini figures in the job lot as well sometimes, and that's probably how I got quite a few of these. So yeah, I mean, they do look great. You've got those 4. I mean, I think the C3PO is the one that stands out the most. He just looks great. He looks really good. And Yeah, but you get for the 6-pack, you get Boba Fett and the Stormtrooper and Darth Vader, Luke Bespin. So that's something, if I can find that cheap, I'll pick that up and review it. So I hope you like looking at this. Sorry for taking so long, but sometimes it's interesting to, you know, reminisce and compare something in detail and waffle on about it and get a bit confused about saying certain words for no apparent reason. You know, I forked out £5 for these, so I should get my money's worth and make a, hopefully this video when it's all edited together will be about 20 minutes long. But you know, if you want to see good videos about these, check Junkman, Super Awesome Geek Show, and the One Time. They've got good videos about unboxing these figures, or showing and sort of reminiscing about how it was back in the day and how you'd buy, excuse me, anything about anything Star Wars, because we were so hungry for Star Wars. But it's a nice set. Okay, so I hope you like looking at that. Cheers, goodbye.